Most controversial clip on the internet right now. What is so controversial about it? I've actually not, for once, I've not seen anything about this, right? I haven't seen the clip, the clip. I haven't seen anything at all, right? So we'll see what this is about. I'm curious, right? Asmongold Clips, we're going in. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Let's see if that's genuinely something that's how do you say it? Controversial.
Absolutely nothing will prepare you for what this wheelchair user does when the chairlift at the train station doesn't work. This has 17 million views. Yes, I've been...
Damn. Damn, just admit your AI. I would be AR. If anything. I would be AR.
waiting for this coverage. I didn't even know about this.
The lift's down. RIP. Here's what happens if you're a wheelchair user and the lift breaks at the train station. This was Manchester Piccadilly, and when I arrived, the lift was broken and I had my chair and attachment. I spoke to the staff and they brought down a stair lift. I don't know if it works. The first option was the built-in stair lift, but this actually didn't work. They figured out that it was broken, so that was 2 options completely down. The second option was a small portable stair lift, which didn't look as sturdy, and I was quite scared of it, not gonna lie, but they...
Okay, fine, I suppose. Nothing crazy yet. Oh god, it's the multi-sickness girl. Huh? I mean, like, having multiple sicknesses is like, right, that can happen, but like, oh god. Is that gonna be a whole identity? Artificially retarded! Anyway, if I were a robot, that's exactly what I would be. And watch SML clips that I requested next. It will be funny. I will watch whenever I feel like, whatever I feel like. Anyway.
Brought it down anyway, and when we got to the bottom we realised that my chair wouldn't fit onto it. I have quite a long wheelbase with my attachment, so we couldn't do it. We'd just gotten off a flight too, so I couldn't even detach my attachment because it was physically taped together and we didn't have scissors. So in the end, because I'm ambulatory and I did have a bit of energy on this day, I offered to walk up the stairs while they carried up my setup. The staff were really helpful in this case, but I'm not sure how it would have been fixed if I couldn't walk up the stairs. Travel is really unpredictable anyway, but if you add in being a wheelchair user, you never quite know what's going to happen or how to get to your destination. So traveling with a disability is a roller coaster.
I'm not ready to get mad.
So they actually don't hear my tics, and when I'm...
Yeah, it's not... Okay, fair, it's like not that bad. But why can't she like run without any issue here?
distracted, I don't tick as much.
I'm starting to get mad. Guys, I'm starting...
So like... I guess she's bound to a wheelchair. I am confused. I am confused. So she needs the wheelchair, okay? I'm confused. I'm confused. Huh? Why do you need... You can do these activities, but walking a few steps is an issue? I'm confused.
To get mad.
You just do...
I don't know if a wheelchair would be enough. This is
and if that's all so I'm really glad that I can go.
That's...
Hit a wheel with the wheelchair. Hey? I guess she's like... She can only be temporarily active? But then like... Walking down the stairs. Wheelchair people can do anything normal people can do. Don't be ableist, Poke. Well, that's the problem. If she says she's like... What? Like, I get like... That you have to sit in a wheelchair because you can't move for prolonged periods, right? Fair, right? Fair. That sounds believable, right? Right, fair. But... She's jumping around. She's pretty athletic. Something doesn't add up.
It's insane. Trying to do a COVID test with... Wait, she has Tourette's too?
Oh, right, do you want to just close?
No, okay, I'm starting to not believe this at all. I'm sorry. No, I don't. Nah.
Your eyes, sorry. Oh no.
I Seizures and fainting in class? Wait, what? Small seizure. Absent seizure. Absent seizure begins. 2x speed? So she's recording herself. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but this is fucking ridiculous. I don't want to come off. Okay, I do want to come off as insensitive. This seems like another performative that acts weird.
So, she cannot walk, but she can jump around without any issue. She has Tourette's. She gets seizures. What else is there? What else do I need to know? This girl's quite the interesting person. I think this person might be clearly mentally ill. There's something there as well.
For fucking attention. I came out of this faint and went straight into another. I can walk good on some days. No way. This is what.
Skating. I feel really tall. Sometimes I can't move my legs at all, but on really good days like this, I can do something.
Oh my god. Like, if it was just the wheelchair stuff, maybe this person faints often. Maybe they have epilepsy that's really serious. This is the same girl.
You're a penis. Whoa,
The woman exposed for using a wheelchair for being able to walk and do gymnastics claims to have multiple other conditions, including Tourette's syndrome, autism, and full body paralysis, which seem to.
So, I have questions. I have serious questions. Bro got it all. She could be #1 in the oppression Olympics. Right? She could be #1 with the oppression Olympics.
To go and come on a whim. I don't know what to say. Why is it that she doesn't do, like,
5 years now, and I have learned a lot. I've had so many different experiences being a wheelchair user, and just that a wheelchair can really change your life. In the UK, there are not really drop curbs places. It isn't accessible to physically.
Lesbian or bisexual? Which is it? Or pansexual, I suppose. Which is it? Which is it? Which is it?
But the average wheelchair, I'd say, like a Quickie Nitram, is about £2,000 or £3,000.
Dude, look at that.
Fuck. Fuck. Penis.
It's so weird, bro. Like,
It is June, which means it is Pride Month. And as a lot of you may have seen, I describe myself as queer. Now, if you scroll through my content, you will see that #1, I have a boyfriend. I am dating.
You're telling me that she considers herself queer based on illness. I am questioning things. That's one heck of an immune. There is no immune system. It does not exist. Wow. That's so interesting. That is so interesting. Hold up. I'm so confused. My brain is fried. I am so confused. I am so damn confused.
Dating a guy and I identify as a woman. That places me in a position where I look straight. So many of you assume that I cannot be queer because I am now dating a man. There is more than one way that somebody can be queer.
Are you
Sexuality
bisexual?
is a spectrum. People like me who feel like they don't fit.
She is queer based on the fact that she has autism. I have no words, and I have no words. I have a mouth, I have a microphone, I could scream, but I refuse to. I'll come back later so I can regrow my brain cell. There's nothing to regrow, bro. I lost them all in the process of watching this. It's like that clip of the woman on Pawn Star that brought in a collar hoping, hoping it was a collar belonged to some of their ancestors' breed. It was a dog collar. This woman thinks she's... See, that doesn't work. People disabled aren't queer. somebody who can't walk isn't automatically queer. That does not. Then again, we have now changed the definition of being lesbian or gay, right? Based on the fact what if you identify as a man or a woman and not whether you like specific body parts. Right? Because right now they're at the point where they're like, oh, being a lesbian actually does not mean you're actually into like biological women, right? That you're a biological woman being into biological women. It actually just means woman identifying and identifying as like a person identifying as a woman and loving other people that identify as women, which means that technically two trans women can be in a lesbian relationship, even though lesbian means same sex, loving the same sex as a female. Anyway, you get the idea. It's very interesting. Yeah, this is mental illness.
Into a certain category.
She just wants to be special. There are no ticks on her live. It's nuts. She found a cure.
To this point, I have an armhole. I'm not, and it's. I crochet turtles and stingrays. And I was like,
I don't know what's wrong with these people, bro. I really don't. This is going to be like an opinion that maybe is like a little bit, it might be too much. I think that there's a lot of white girls that aren't able to cope with the amount of white guilt in society. So they have to invent.
Real. Why do you see so often, you know, it's quite often that they're, how do you say this? How do you say this? Quite often, it is white women. It is just white women all the time, right? They're the ones having, like this, oh, we're all guilty of racism. We're just, if you're white, you're just automatically racist. If you're white, you're just automatically, you know, a colonizer. You had slaves, so far and so on. So there's that. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know.
Neurological disorders and other ways for them to be part of an oppressed group so they can offload their guilt onto somebody else and not feel like they're doing something wrong.
Are they doing that? I think a lot of younger people, right? Women more so than men, right? Women more so than men do this, right? Where they do it to feel special, right? Because, like, remember, especially like us humans, we were all raised with like this thing of like, oh, everyone is special, everyone is unique. When it's like, arguably, that's just there's no evidence for that, right? If you go like on the biological level, sure, yes, I'd agree with that. But like in like a society, not necessarily. Because if you can't do something much better than everyone else or most people, then you're right. Unique means like one of a kind. Biologically, that might be true, but like in the societal realm, rarely, right? There's always going to be somebody who's better than you at something, right? Even if you're really good at something, right? That's just normal. I blame humanity for racism. I would even argue, so here's the hot take. I would argue actually racism might actually be something that's actually not, how do you say it? Trained on, but rather something that comes from nature. Hot take? In some cases, it would actually not even define it as racism, because it could also be, from ancient times, a survival mechanism of, you look different than me, you might be danger. Because remember, Homo sapiens weren't the only ones that were around at the time. There were multiple other human species around. So that actually might be where that comes from. Anyway, yeah, that's all really I have to say. Racism is advanced tribal. I am yeah, essentially that's what I'm arguing here, is that it is practically tribalism. A more extreme, would I say a more extreme form of tribalism, because back then we didn't have the tools to do what we were able to do during, for example, you know, what happened in the United States, what happened in Europe, what the Muslims did to Africa and Eastern Europe, right? Kind of makes sense, I think. Kind of makes sense. At least to me, but who knows? Who knows? I might be wrong. I might be wrong. See, I'm not saying that it's good, by the way. Before anybody comes, I'm not saying that that is good, right? Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's good, right? In nature, oftentimes, you know, the one that is stronger usually wins. As humans, as a society, we cannot do that. That would completely, you know, just an example. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it is good. Anyway,